Welcome back, friends, to more Humankind. Hey, just something I've discovered. A really easy way to see the win conditions of the game is to go into the menu and go to game options. And this is where it talks about the game ending at one of the following win conditions. Rendering the world unfit for human life. I did not know that was an option. Okay, so I'm guessing maybe control the nukes there, Gandhi. Okay, good to know. Let's go ahead and end our turn. We are on turn 30, so it's like 10 episodes or 10 turns per episode. I'm going, of course, very, very slow because so much of this is brand spanking new. Hey, by the way, speaking of spanking, we are now able to expand one of our outposts into another city. Now, we probably want to be a little bit careful because we can only have 2 cities until we get something that lets us expand our cap. So, we have 14.9 in Chimuki. We only have 7.9 over here in Holkaj. In Holkaj, we don't have any unique resources available. And in Chimuki, we do have access to ebony. So I think based on that alone, I'm probably going to be upgrading Chimuki into a city. Let's go ahead and do it. It's going to happen instantaneously. Or not. I guess it did. Is that it? Oh, I guess the capital plaza is what grows up here. I kind of thought originally this was a unique Babylonian building. Maybe it is. Maybe each plaza, each capital, is unique to the style of civilization you choose. But Chimuki is now a city. Wait, what did I do wrong? Hang on, hold up. What happened here? Chimuki. Did I? Oh my gosh. I had the wrong city chosen. That is kind of hilarious. Okay, well, there we go. Sipar is now our next city. Congratulations. It's going to take us up to 510 influence points to get to the next level of upgrading Chimuki into a city. You know what? I could save scum it, but I don't care. I'm sure mistakes like this are going to happen all over this episode, and I think we just roll with it. So Sipar was our accidental upgrade. That's fine. We're going to make the best of life giving us lemons, and we're going to go from there. So we are not looking too hot in terms of food. Industry's okay-ish. We will be able to get some stuff built. So I think we're going to go with food early on. So 7 out of everything else around us. We got to be a little bit careful, though, by the way, because our stability level is much lower than our capital. Our capital, if you remember, gives us plus 50 stability just from being the capital. So I kind of think that I want to, after we get done doing the bronze working, we're going to jump over to irrigation in order to get this public fountain, because this is the only thing that gives us stability as far as I know. Everything loses stability. Ah, the garrison. The garrison does increase stability, and it increases the district fortification. Okay. Animal barns gives us 5. Ooh, this is nice. 5 food per horse. So we definitely want to put an animal farm in, animal barn in, I almost said Gilgamesh, in Babylon. I've been playing far too much Civ lately. A granary is not going to give us anything. The pottery is only for influence points, and lumberyard gives us +1 industry on forest and +1 on woodland. That's kind of nice for some of our zones. Lots of forested areas here. Stonefield, not as impressive. And I guess it wouldn't be that amazing of an upgrade. If we put a district here and here, nope. I don't think we get access to anything over the border. So an industry district will go here. That's going to give us access to this mountain and these 2 tiles, which would then be increased by the lumberyard. So not too bad of an upgrade here. And then on this side, we seem to have farm. So let's take a quick peek at the industry. Yeah, 6 industry or production. We have 7 farming or food. I got to get these terms right in my head. So 7 food if we go here. 6 production if we go in this direction, or industry. It is industry. So the way stability works, we have a set level that is based on our, positive and negative stability modifiers. Your current stability is on the left of the greater than sign, and it's always going to try to move towards the other side. So it's going to have a natural resting place based on your gains versus your negatives. And it looks like as soon as we get below 90%, we'll stay in this strained state, which means we can have both positive and negative events occurring in our city. I think Babylon is also strained. No, Babylon is 100%. Interesting. This is now settled, and so we're only going to get positive events. Oh, it does say positive events are more likely to occur. And it will occur as long as we keep this above 90%. Okay, so it's not the end of the world if we go below 90. So that being said, I guess we'll kind of start off with the same basic thing that we did before. Let's do a farming quarter, or farmer's quarter, and then we'll do a maker's quarter over here. Seems relatively straightforward. If we do this, we gain a population in 12 turns, but the farmer's quarter comes out in 5 compared to 7. I think I'd rather have the food early game. I will go ahead and make this city growth as well, in case I happen to not look at the city for a few turns. We'll keep the default names, by the way, for a while, until I get to something I can't pronounce. Babylon is almost done with its farmer's quarter. Then we pump out a scout rider, although we might be getting closer to... Yeah, we're getting actually really close to being able to buy out a scout rider. I think I'm going to buy the scout rider instead of wasting any production on it. After this, I do want to finally put down my astronomy house, though. I've been putting that off forever. We probably should have had that done a long time ago. Chimuki gained another population, so it's sitting at 3 out of 4 in our little outpost. Again, if you go over 4, if you get 5, for example, out of 4, you start to lose food. Hey, religion. Okay, so interestingly, you are forced to choose and to work with religion in this game. There is no, you can choose to do a religious victory. You pick religion at the start of the game. So, do we believe in polytheism or shamanism? Shamanism gives us 1 faith per population. Polytheism gives us 5 faith. Faith. I couldn't do it. Per number of attached territories. Attached territories. Does that really mean attach? Ooh, I think it might. Okay. That explains more about the attaching system. I think I'm going to try out shamanism. 1 faith per population, because we're at like 5 plus 3 plus 3. That's a pretty decent amount of faith, right? Let's do it. Hooray! There we go. So our religion is spreading. And you know what? We're going to call this beepism, for reasons that should be obvious to many of you. So beepism is our religion. Everything is converting to beepism in 3 to 5 turns. And we're getting 1 faith per population. So we're getting... How much faith is actually currently being generated? And where do I see that? Babylonians are the religious leader. 0 followers. I think once we convert, then we start to get faith per population. Then once we get 25 followers, we can unlock a new tenant. Or is it after we do... Oh, okay. I think how this works, once we have 25 followers of beepism, we unlock the ability to build a holy site. Now, this is kind of cool. This is a shared project between multiple cities. Multiple cities can split the production difference and help build the same thing faster. A very, very unique take on larger projects. Once we do that, I think we start to unlock these different tenets of our faith. So eschew gluttony, for example, gives us 5 money on luxury resource deposits and increases the number of holy sites we could have. So I guess, I don't know, like Stellaris' traditions? Probably not quite, but still. Gotta apply it to something, right? Okay, so Babylon, we're currently sitting on 132 gold. Can I please buy some horses? I can! We finally have another unit. Now, we did lose someone. So I think I'm going to go down to a balanced policy here. That's pretty good. Balanced policy gets us a lot, or a decent amount of everything, except for food. So let's talk about some upgrades we can do for the city that help with food. Animal barns gives us +5 food per horse, so that's 1 horse resource here. That's 5 food. 1 food on farmers' quarters per adjacent farmers' quarter, so kind of a 1 bonus each, I think. Along with that, we would get straight up 1 food on farmers' quarters. So a pretty decent upgrade all around. Something like 15 or so food just from this 1 building. Fantastic. Granary, of course, is going to give us more food per farmers, which we don't have a lot of farmers yet. I kind of think the lumberyard might not be shabby soon. That, or we can actually place down a brand new maker's district. This would give us 11 production. Let's sack the money and put that into industry for now. And we're going to do it in this order. Animal barns. Oh, God, I keep forgetting to put the astronomy house down. You know what? We're going to have to do this, or else I'm never going to get it done. So I was talking about doing the astronomy house in a couple different places. This would give us access to 2 food plus 6 science. Same thing over here. So the question is, do we go closer into the city or farther out? I don't particularly know if it matters. We do eventually get harbors. Let's take a quick peek at harbors, because I'm sure they have some kind of bonus. 3 money per adjacent market quarter. Market quarters are unlocked by writing, and they get money per adjacent market quarter. Okay, so kind of again, much like Civ, we could place a market quarter on the coast and then have a nice little adjacency bonus. So I think this tile is going to turn into a market quarter, and there's really no other reason to or against having, or... I'm literally stroking my beard like an evil genius. We could put another farmer's quarter here. I'm probably building too many of these, now that I'm thinking about it, but I'm thinking about the adjacency to the science district, because we get 3 science per adjacent farmer's quarter. So this gives us 6 because we have this tile. If we put another farmer's quarters here, this would give us another 3 science on top of that, I believe. Let's just place this down here. So there is our first, finally, our first astronomy house. Then I'm going to do animal barns. Then we're going to do, I don't know, we'll play it by ear after that. Let's play with our new scouts. Oh, they're out of movement points. Never mind. Can't play with the scouts just yet. We have some kind of a event here. The struggle for dominion. We have unlocked leadership. So the leadership trait. How do we lead? A small council or an autarch? A single leader. This, I think we're going towards liberty. A small council would give us a movement towards liberty, which gives us more influence on our emblematic district, which is, I think, our capital district. So let's go ahead and do, hang on, emblematic district. Oh.
Most problems eventually yield to the onslaught of more brains.
I think the emblematic district is referring to our unique district, which is the astronomy house. I think every civilization has a unique, they call it emblematic district and emblematic. Yep, there it is right there in the bonus. In the tooltip, you can see that we get 2 influence on the emblematic district. That is because we're already pushing into a little bit of liberty. Okay, so every culture has an emblematic building and an emblematic unit right here. Epic stuff. We're learning so much. How about that? God, 3 episodes and we're on turn 34. Boy, you can tell this is a new game. Okay, so bronze working has been researched. In theory, this might have revealed copper. No, bronze. But we didn't reveal anything super useful. This is going to be a very lucrative district here. 2 silk deposits would help us out immensely, I think. Okay, mighty scout, go scout something, I guess. I don't know, go do something useful. Let's scout up this is kind of coastline, and we would assume this kind of runs along in this direction. There's really no big flat open land. Was it Winona or Shania that might refer to this as wide open spaces? So let's go ahead and send our horsey unit away. We just crossed this river for free? Oh, it's not a river, it's my border. I am really tired, apparently. We did finish researching our bronze working technology. Masonry. Oh, this is cool. Working citizens this hard will send many to an early grave. This allows the population to be consumed in order to complete constructions instantly. Can we use this towards wonders? Because this makes me think of the Chinese default ability in Civ 6 where you can sacrifice a worker to, not sacrifice, but you use one of their charges to help you rush a wonder. Curious and curious. Let's grab irrigation because we do want to grab this public fountain. Also, irrigation will be quite useful. Again, +2 food on a river. So all of these rivers that we have access to, well, yeah, this is pretty good. 2 food here, 2 food here, 2 food all along this river. And over here, we've got rivers flowing out of like every orifice. So huge adjacency increases in food in Chimukui. Beepism is going to start getting followers here in 1 turn, I believe. While our scout is out here, what is our next big territory claim? Ooh, 20? Holy crap. Yeah, kind of lacking in production, though. Might be a bit of a struggle bus. I think we might have to pick something kind of neutral. Now, again, if we place a maker either next to or on top of silk, we get a +2 industry bonus. So having our city somewhere near the silk would be useful. Can we place a district like on the other side of the entire territory? No, that's right, it has to be touching a prior district. So if we go dead center, like a city here, we could have an industry district here. Ooh, that might not be bad. That gives us access to 6, 8, 10 with the silk bonus, 11 with just existing. So placing a city here, putting down a industrial quarter here, or maker quarter here, would give us a nice bonus. Coming this way, we'd have to do like 2 things. So probably a farmer's quarter here, and then an industrial quarter here would again give us more access to silk. It would take forever to build. There's no production. What happens if you build an outpost with no production? You do get a base level of production, it looks like, just from having an outpost down. Wonder how bad I would be screwing myself by trying to do this. Hard to say. Hard to say. Again, this is all about learning and kind of exploring the game. So I think the smarter thing to do, rather than kind of do some kind of crazy wonky play, well, the game does recommend we do that. I don't know why. There's so much food, though. 20 food is insane. We would never run out of enough food. Up towards this direction would be more of a nice mix between everything. 16 and 6 isn't terribly far off. 1, 2, 3 tiles away from the silk. I mean, I don't think we have to put an industrial thing next to every single area. 16, 6, and 10, 12. Maybe a little bit more production in the 10, 12 would not be too bad, because then we have a lot of food access here that we could put farming districts down, and we still have a lot of industrial districts that we could spread out as well. Let's try this one. This is 16, 6. Still quite a bit of food. And again, I'm just placing these outposts down in order to claim more territory. We have yet to meet anyone else, by the way. This is a Pangea map. So somewhere someone is out there somewhere, I'm sure. Sipar is still continuing to gain... Oh no, what happened? I lost somebody. Oh, we got a new population and they immediately died. Rip. I don't think I quite noticed that. Let's go ahead and extend over. Sipar has converted to a new religion, along with our main city, and everyone starved. Lovely. Let's take a look at that faith tree. There we go. So we now have 5 followers of Beepism. Excellent. So 4 here in the city of Babylon and 1 in the city of Sipar. Followers repartition. Animism. So there's 23 followers of animism, and there's only 5 followers of beepism. Cool beans. How are you in fame, by the way? We're now last place. Oh no, we're so far behind. Even on easy mode. Wow. Well, I don't know if I'm going to be able to have a come from behind victory here or not. But we're going to play it out. I very rarely play games all the way through. I'm so awful when it comes to restarting all the time. As punishment for my sins of making poor decisions, I'm going to force myself to play this out. Well, to be fair, here we go. We're just about to get 4 stars in like the next population. 2 more population, we get a star. 1 more research, we get a star. 1 more district, we get a star. And 600 influence, we get a star. So we're actually going to do a skyrocket ahead very, very soon. I guess we're not terribly far behind. I think we're doing okay. We're about to get irrigation, which is quite lovely. Hopefully we can have a come from behind steamroll catch up. The pecking of poultry, the art of divination, spreads across the empire. Priests search for messages from the gods in animal entrails, the flights of birds, and the wheeling of the stars in holy decoctions and elsewhere. Lovely. The whole empire is sliding towards chaotic superstition. Even the eating patterns of chickens are being interpreted by military commanders. Do we embrace this, forbid this, or use reason with logic and experimentation to discern the true methods of divination? So we would get learning on 2 cities for 10. That's 10 science. That's a 10 science bonus. Fanatical gives us a massive amount of faith, and then celebration gives us stability. Reason seems absolutely 100% needed here. So there we go. We have a nice boost to our science output this turn. Very nice. Sipar did finally finish its food production, so we are getting more food in Sipar. Lovely. You guys have placed down the outpost of Ishimi, or Ikaimi, however we want to pronounce that, and we're going to send them off into a grand exploration tour, because we have a lot of space that's still open to us. I'm actually going to set you on auto explore for just a little bit of time. Yes. Hey, we also can clear forest here. An industry boost is granted when used on a territory belonging to one of your cities, or if you're besieging an opponent's city for siege works. Ah. It requires your army to remain there for multiple turns. So chopping is still a valid option to quickly expand your city. Good to know. Jamuki converted to our religion. Irrigation has been researched. There's our first era star of the ancient era. Took us freaking long enough. Fishing is super cheap. Masonry is super cheap. We are starting to snowball a little bit with science, especially once we finally get our astronomy house down. That is going to help out immensely. What's our population spread? We have barely enough food. Science is okay. Industry is as heavy as we can make it. Okay, fair enough. I'm going to pass a couple of turns relatively quickly. Fishing has been researched. Lovely. The heck is... Oh, it's a net. I thought it was like a fish coming out of the water with an umbilical cord. Curiosity has been collected. So they do go towards goody huts as soon as they can. A new world wonder can be claimed. Okay, so each of these distinguished monuments can be a testament to humankind's power and ingenuity for millennia to come. So... I think this is based on the era that you're in. So in this ancient era, we can claim the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, the Pyramid of Giza, Stonehenge, or the Temple of Artemis. This costs 250 influence, I believe, to unlock. To even show up, it requires 250. Not only does it unlock it, but then you still have to build the thing. So the Hanging Gardens would give us 20 stability. It extracts any luxury resource from the deposit it's built on. So, what? We could put it on an unknown area? Maybe. It also gives us 100 fame. Stability would be kind of nice. Is it global or just in this city? I think it's just in this city. You can no longer move the construction from the chosen tile once you place it down. It does exploit adjacent resources, so it can still be used as an extension of your empire. Pyramids of Giza reduce the district industry cost of any district. That's pretty freaking good. Again, it's only in that city, I think. I think otherwise it would say empire-wide effect. So it would make districts cheaper. Stonehenge would give us, oh god, a lot of stuff. 10 food per co-religionist states. Co-religionist states. Does that mean territory? We have to have multiple religions in our territory? 20 faith, 40 stability, 5 food on the capital of empires following the same religion. Interesting. So it sounds like it's spread. This is a good one if there's multiple religions in the same territory, maybe. Artemis would give us faith, stability, 10 health regeneration to our units. I don't know if that's just random or only in friendly territory. And your units ignore movement penalties from forests. That would be kind of cool. Considered as a holy site. Are these all considered as a holy? They are. These are all considered as a holy site. Must be placed next to the river. Can be placed once in the world. I kind of like the idea of putting down the Temple of Artemis somewhere, because the global effect of having your units ignore movement penalties on forests means that we're going to be able to move through the map much faster than our opponents would. The faith is okay. The health, I don't know, maybe this is more combat focused than I'm thinking. Maybe it's better to just get the fame bonus. Well, everything gives you 100 fame. I don't know what the co-religionist thing is, so I guess it's between the Hanging Gardens and Artemis. I almost feel like, again, RP-wise, if I have the city of Babylon, I kind of need to have the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. It would give us 20 stability. I think the stability, though, long-term, is going to help us, quote-unquote, build tall for the city as a whole. So, I don't know. This would cost 250 influence. We're not really using our influence for anything right now. It's so far away from being able to expand the next city. We did increase our cap, though, from having the small council civic. So maybe we should wait for the next city and then choose the wonder, but I don't want to be too far behind. Let's try it out. Let's do this. We're going to grab the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. We have claimed this wonder. I believe now it is a option for us to build. Cannot be done without a valid tile in any... Oh, no! I screwed this up. It must be placed on a luxury resource deposit. Oh, God. It's got to go on Sipar. The Hanging Gardens of Babylon as an empire. Oh, I screwed this up. Hang on a minute. We can only do this from the capital. Oh, no. Oh, no. I still think we can make this happen. If we attach Chimuki to Babylon, that gives us... This is considered to be all of our territory. That would then mean Ebony is available to us. The question is, if we build this and then unattach it, do we lose the Hanging Gardens, or does it stick with us? 61 turns to complete. Good God. I'm so far behind. We're so far behind. We're in 5th place now. Fucking for first. Let's go ahead and just continue. Again, I'm kind of randomly researching stuff. I'm trying to get the cheapest stuff available because Babylon seems to do well getting more technologies researched. That's going to give us more of our progression because we get that 2 science per technology research kind of a bonus here. So, we shall power on, not knowing what's going on, learning as we go. I'm so amazed that we have not met anyone yet. Pangea must be huge for us not to have met anyone. Religious rights. This is a new civic. Communal versus personal. So is this bind communities closer or do something personal, and it's between yourself and your deity? This would give us individualism versus collectivism. I think we're pushing individualism for that money bonus. So let's go ahead and do personal. Oh, we don't have enough influence to do this. Unlocks procession. Spend money in order to increase stability or a cheaper religious district industry cost. Okay. We can't do that yet. We have to wait for more influence to come up. We did get a curiosity somewhere. Ashime has gained by 1. We did just get a population, sorry, an era score. Lovely. Now I think we can afford this new Civic. It's a 2004 Honda Civic. Lovely. Let's go ahead and do personal rights.
I suppose there are some things that are best done alone.
Got our glorious Babylonian territory. So wild, so free. I really need some more units to keep exploring. I shouldn't have sacked everything. Keepers of the Creed, an unexpected rivalry has erupted between two temples in Babylon, each representing a different sect of Beepism. One temple argues that religious matters should be left in the hands of dispassionate men, while the others contend that only women, their capacity for nurturing life, possess the necessary understanding of these affairs. Okay, so do we... Okay, this is basically one gender versus the other. I think we're going to go with all, because this pushes us closer to the progress ideology, as per usual. So anyone can lead our religion, as neither men nor women are privileged over the other by the gods or nature. So we can have all sorts of leaders. We're just going to be inclusive AF, as they say. Ashime we can grow in 510 culture. I don't really know if I want to attach Chimuki to Babylon. Maybe I kind of blew that that wonder choice, but I don't think it's going to kill us not to build the wonder. Sacred Ground has been unlocked. There's our masonry research, and now we're up to 3 stars. There we go. Look at that. We bumped right up to 3rd place. Somebody else has 5 stars already. The big jerks. That was the builder star that we got. So we are sitting on 1 scientific star. So we just need more technologies. It looks like it goes up by 5 or so. So we currently need 10 to get our 2nd star, and I think then 15 to get the 3rd star. So we should be able to get all 3 era stars from science. We're going to be getting this expansionist one very soon. Oh, sorry, no. Own 11 territories attached to any city. They do have to be attached. Oh, so attaching does seem to be kind of important. Interesting. So I kind of thought that you expand cities like crazy. Maybe that's not the case. Fair enough, fair enough. We're just shy of the 600 Influence Lifetime Created Award. That will give us another star. Population is going to be a ways off. Merchant is a ways off as well. Militarist is not going to happen for us probably at all. We are the first to discover Gunug Mulu. I just butchered that. Like straight up murdered.
I don't know whether to climb it or just sit in awe.
Is it in China? Gunyang. I don't know if there's mu sounds a lot. Is there? Gunyang Mulu. It kind of sounds like it might be like Tibet slash Southwest Asia. Pardon my ignorance here. I'm not familiar with this wonder whatsoever. The caves beneath the striking pinnacled mountainside is said to be home to endless bats, bottomless shafts, and Batman. Very, very cool. All right, good jobs. Oh, hey, there's copper. 1 billion miles away. Hey, this is our first city-state, or independent people, as they're referred to. So independent peoples kind of form up out of like a random tribe, and then they form their own city. They have certain personality traits, and they are 100% basically opposite what we are. They're violent, and they have a city. Their orientations are homeland and authority, which is the opposite of ours. Global proximity, your population's distrust of each other. Okay, so we completely distrust them. You can spend either influence, money, or I think this is just yeah, so to assimilate them, you have to have a lot of influence. So over time, if I were to spend, say, 40 influence points, I would start getting 2 influence points per turn. And over time, you start to unlock different relationships. So to get kinship, we'd have to be all the way up, I think, over here. It doesn't quite match up. It doesn't say kinship. It says friendly. This says kinship. Tolerated is here. Tolerance and tolerated. So their armies can be hired as mercenaries. They won't attack you. You can buy their resources, share their map vision, and you can assimilate them. So you have to be at maximum relationship to start the assimilation process, even if you're bored. So there you go. There's a quick primer on independent cities or independent peoples. Yeah, we need to figure out this attaching stuff. I didn't quite pay attention to as much of that as I think I should have. Didn't we just finish? Hold up. What's up in Babylon? I could have sworn. Are we... You can buy out with population? Sacrifice your population to the gods? That's amazing. What did we recently finish here? I feel like we missed something, didn't we? We did build this. Animal Barns is up next for more food. Right. I feel like we're super behind. I do want to go ahead and queue up the next industrial zone here, the next industrial expansion. This is going to give us plus 10 industry to keep us, hopefully keep us comparative and what's the word I'm looking for? Competitive in industry. There's Sipar's finally finishing their district, so we're up to 4 stars now in Era. So we're still 3rd place. We're getting there though. We're catching up a bit. For Sipar, we've got food and we've got production. 23 and 4 food. Nothing bad. I think what I'd like to do is, let's see, we don't have fishery. Granary would give us more food per farmers. The flood irrigation would give us food per river. But we don't have a lot of rivers in this area that we're exploiting. It would only be here. So plus 2 food here, which does not seem quite useful. Lumber yards we do have next to us, and we do need more industry. So plus 1 forest, plus 1 woodland. This is considered to be, well, this will only be an additional 2 though. Let's go for, this will give us a bit more stability, but it's not necessary. We don't need fortifications yet, I don't think. Watchtower gives us vision. Okay, none of these are fantastic. How about, I don't know which one to pick. I guess we could always just keep going. We can't really, what? What city do I have chosen? Do I have chosen Babylon? I do. 22 and 5. Much the same things here. Let's go ahead and queue up Pottery Workshop so we can get more influence. That seems to be useful in every city. Stability is very low in Sipar. Let's go ahead and queue up that public fountain after the fact. So that should help out with the low stability. We have an event over here in Babylon, a game of prophecy. A new game hailing from a foreign land beguiles the population. The game is reckoned to be a form of divination as well as entertainment. Gasps could be heard. As the game's prophecy became clear, you're fated to lose everything. Womp womp. So, do we overlook this and get Defiant, which gives us the Liberty trait? Defiant gives us -5 stability for 10 turns in Babylon. No big deal. This is kind of nothing. Superstitious reduces our science by 2. I think Defiant is not really a big deal, and it also pushes us towards Liberty. So there you go.
Debate and discussion are not the pastimes of the idle, but the actions of thinkers and movers who will touch every aspect of civilization.
Heck yeah. Not quite Sean Bean reading these to me, or Leonard Nimoy, but I do like this narrator. I am a huge fan of whoever they chose to narrate the game. Quite enjoyable. Okay, so we did unlock Market Quarter along with laws. Oh, reduces the influence cost of civics. 20% cost reduction in canceling and enacting civics. And we get House of Scribes, along with a food market upgrade.
Things that one generation learned can be passed to the next.
There we go. We got
something more reliable than campfire
for
stories.
Unlocking our deeds. We know 2 deeds so far, or we've unlocked 2 deeds, I should say. Oh, it is the first person to do something. I think it is. Be the first to discover Lake Hillier. But this one, it just says build a holy site. Oh, so we do need to kind of rush these. We got to get nukes before anyone else. So, is there anything we should do? Wonder would be great, but this is going to be a ways away. Get access to every strategic luxury resource. Now that's way up kind of out of our league right now. Explore the world to discover its wonders. Some of these are just straight up technology. Circumnavigate the world. 100% of the world discovered. Discover movable typeface. That's probably something that we're going to be aiming for. Fair enough. We're just shy of first place. The first place person, though, has 300 more fame than we do. The jerk. But we are about to get a new technology in 4 turns, which should set us up quite nicely. I have no idea if I'm going about this the right way. By researching these prior technologies and not kind of stabbing forward, philosophy would give us a flat 3 science boost plus 1 science per adjacent research quarter, which would really only 1 science per adjacent research quarter. Oh, this is the research quarter. Oh, interesting. So by having our unique building, do you not get research until here normally in the game? Or does every starting culture have something that acts as a research quarter? Is this the equivalent of our campus district, right? And this is really late in the game, I would say, early game. So are we ahead of the game? Are we ahead of the curve in our science right now? No idea. I don't really think I'm going to go sailing. What does this give us? 3+ money on a harbor. I mean, this is a Pangea map, so I don't think sailing is going to be all that important. Let's grab organized. Let's grab wheel instead. Both of these are pretty cheap. Again, I am trying to get a lot of these cheap technologies first. Ishime, you are continuing to grow. Where's our explorers at? How far did you get? Good God. You're like 1 billion miles away. Let's go ahead and start reining you in a bit. Maybe kind of fill in the gap here. I like how it looks like you're just falling into a pit of death. Yeah, this idea of adding more outposts seems to be more important than I first thought. We might actually be able to buy... I love that you can sacrifice your pot. What do you, like, have a sacrificial pit and you just kind of chuck them on in there? We can't afford new scout riders. Let's buy another scout rider. We did lose population. Hold up. Didn't we have... Oh, shoot. What? I could have sworn we had 5 population. We're down to 3 people here. That's awkward. Unfortunately, I think I might have to switch to city growth for just a couple of turns to bring our population back up. In Babylon, I didn't realize it was quite that low. My fault. My fault. Population gain. There's Sipar and Babylon, I think, gain a population here. Alright, so maybe now let's spread the love out over here. It's going to be 11 turns for you to get stuff, but we are going to have a animal barn here in just 5 turns. And again, animal barn is going to give us like 12 food. So it seems like it's worth it. We are storing up a good amount of influence, so let's start expanding our territory by dropping more outposts down. Oh, you've been intercepted by something. Defend your flag. Hunt at Elba. We have been intercepted by something over here. Oh, cool. Let's do a manual battle. We're stronger. This might be like a bear. Can I get up top? This is where we're deployed at. I'm going to go farther back and try to get up on this territory here. It is a bear. Okay. And we're on even ground and we can't go up a notch. So let's just go ahead and go mano a mano. I have the speed of combat increased quite a bit, by the way. If you're wondering why that was insanely quick, you can change that option in the settings. All right, so we just got the crap beat out of us by a bear. We gotta be a little careful here. I don't think we can heal outside of our territory, which is honestly kind of rough. We could try to drop down an outpost somewhere, but I think it's gonna be really expensive the farther away from home we are.
Off we go.
Please don't fight us, mighty deer. Get our crap beat out of us by a angry random deer. Chibuki just gained another population. Chibuki's probably like literally overflowing with dead people because they keep starving. We keep going over in how many people we can support. Is this a good time to put down the artisan quarter or not? How do we... Let's just test out this linking thing. Okay, so Chimuki, we're going to use 24 influence to attach Chimuki. So now it becomes basically a mirror image of Babylon. This entire territory is ours. We do have access to build the hanging gardens on top of the ebony. Got it. That is now available. Now this Chimuki area Ooh, this tile is occupied by an administrative center. That's what that's called? I guess that's what it is when you attach. Oh, this is useful. We just combined our populations together. That is quite nice. So we have a ton of additional populations. The downside is we're now super negative in food. We're going to lose population in 2 turns. This will give us a little bit of breathing room, and I think we might be able to finish the animal barns in time to give us more food. Okay, we'll try to keep this for a minute to figure out more out about this attachment thing. Kind of weird. This is the only mechanic so far that I've kind of just struggled to understand. So I just think it needs more experimentation. I'll probably just wind up, you know, sucking it up and watching a video from Quill to get the truth of it. Did you all see that apparently you can import or make your own face? Or maybe the developers of the game did this for Quill and the Spiffing Brit. But their profiles, their avatars are available on some kind of a marketplace for this game, which I thought was freaking hilarious. They should have brought back Quill's custom races from Stellaris, I think. So we've got a new territory up here to the north. I think right here would be a fantastic spot for an outpost. This is 10-9 versus 8-16. Ooh, 8-16 is pretty good production. Not a lot of food, though. Let's put it on the border of these two. Ooh, 10-11 is even better, though. 10-11, 8-16. I guess we'll try to do 10-11. Yeah, I'm going to try to go on a pretty aggressive spree of outpost expansions here. The wheel has been researched. There we go. How close are we to getting our next star? We are now 651. There we go. Look at that. In just a small amount of time, we've almost already caught back up with the first place person. We need 5 more technologies in order to basically get this reward. Is this at the end of our era? Ooh, we don't want to go too quickly here. What's next for us? That's pretty far away. This is far away. Builder stars might happen sooner than later. Agrarian might happen too, but we're going to probably wind up capping out on our population. So I don't think these are massive issues. We might wind up getting the merchant stars, but we're not generating a ton of money. What I'm saying by this is, I mean, I really want to focus on getting all 3 scientist stars in order to maximize my reward, because we are a scientist, therefore we get more fame. And again, fame is the end-all, be-all of our existence in this game. Fantastic. Let's get these guys home as soon as we can, because they are not feeling too hot. We're going to park here and wait for this deer to move out of the way. We'll just wait a turn. You guys are going to go ahead and automate your movement. I think we can even try attaching this immediately. Let's see. Click on Babylon. Oh, this is not built yet, of course. It has to have 3 turns to get built. We will go to the technology screen and grab Organized Warfare. I might make a stab at Philosophy. Erudite Administrator increases our city cap, but we're not even capped yet. Anyways, School would give us an increase to our research quarter per adjacent. Yeah, so useful stuff for the school. This is like district up buildings itself. We've kind of played through that if you've played Civ. Yeah, this attaching thing. Real quick, by the way, I just forgot about this awesome tooltip. If you're ever concerned or confused about any, I guess, large UI element, if you click the question mark icon, it gives you a fantastic mini explanation about what each section of what screen you're on shows you. So if we go into this screen and we click question mark, it splits this up into the culture card, our era goals. I will say this game does a fantastic job. Whoever did, I would say, the accessibility and the UI design, kudos to you. This is a fantastic UI and an amazing tutorial. I've never seen a game so smoothly integrate the tutorial. I'm crazy about this because these games are very hard to understand for a lot of people. And I although I do have my tutorials turned off in the settings, or I have them, I think, turned on minimum, when they are on as beginner, they're fantastic tutorials, and they're really built into a point where you can flow into the game. And then they basically say, look, don't worry about this right now. Just so you know, it does this, but we can talk about it later. It gives you enough to work with, but you don't feel overwhelmed. And it's been, to be fair, it's been a long time since I played Civ with the tutorials on, so maybe Civ does just fine as well. But anyways, folks, I'm going to wrap things up here. This is a pretty long episode. I hope you are continuing to enjoy this series, and I, so far, am loving this game. I guess we're doing okay. I can't believe that it's been 3 episodes and we're only, like, at turn 50. We've barely done anything. What, like, Potato McWhiskey would have been done with the game by now. So we're trying to get to Potato McWhiskey's level. If, by the way, you have not seen Potato McWhiskey and you're a huge fan of Civ games, please check him out. He's a fantastic YouTuber with amazing tips on Civ, and I assume he's going to be getting into Humankind. He did do a video on it where he covered it in more detail in a preview build, and he is a huge fan. And, of course, Quill is, like, fantastic at tutorial. I mean, kind of Quill goes without saying when it comes to Civ games, too, and other strategy things. But anyways, thanks so much, friends. As always, I'll catch you again in the next episode. Until then, take care.